All right.
Here we go.
Well, hey guys. Something a little bit different. I'm John,
This is Josh.
and this is Wednesday afternoon when we're recording this, and it's kind of come to our attention that the last episode that we put out for open hours has touched a couple nerves, and that's really something that we do try to avoid and failed to do so. So we have a few apologies to make and a few things to set right.
Yeah. On that tone, it's like we, obviously if you've listened to our podcasts, that, some of the things we say, run a fine line between being offensive and comedic. And I almost feel like we want to clarify, like we never say anything when we write our notes to start an episode. We never say anything with the intent to hurt anyone. I don't know, like we've had the conversation about satire, but I'm saying this like not in a form to defend ourselves. We fully acknowledge that the things said in yesterday's podcast, were inappropriate. And I think without fully understanding the gravity of our words, we hurt some people in the process.
Yeah, our goal for this whole process has been that those we talk about are on the inside of the joke, and that was something that I guess we failed to succeed in.
Yeah.
So our first apology to make would be to Kate Frampton. Mm-hmm. Kate, we're very, very sorry that what we said was harmful. We didn't mean to be an embarrassment. We're very, very proud of the work that you've put into the show, and really everyone.
Yeah, it's been something else seeing Kate, memorize her lines and like helping her through that process, and like knowing full well like how difficult it's been for her. Like taking that, I'll say the jab at her, and like using her as, I'll say, the butt of that joke. Just was inappropriate and overall just in bad taste. And so, our apologies go out to you, Kate. We're very proud of you, and it's very exciting to see the work you're putting into this. And honestly, it's going to be very exciting to see it all pay off in these shows. But also to all the women in the performance, it's come to our attention that this impacted more than just Kate, but also all the women in the theater department, both those participating directly in the show and those who are not. Some of the things we said also offended you, and so we also want to apologize to you, because we validate that it's not just Kate putting in a lot of work. It's all of you guys, from the people who build the sets to the people who are up there on stage and the people behind the booth and et cetera, et cetera. So we from the bottom of our hearts want to apologize and say that we did not intend to hurt anyone, but it has come to our attention that some of you have,
been impacted. Yeah,
been impacted by it. Yeah,
and like we said in the episode, we are very excited for the show, and we're excited to see the fruits of your guys' labor. And that was never something our genuine heart toward it was to kind of bring awareness, and that was done in a way that was a little bit too off color.
Yeah. And on that note, it's like, for those listening, theater majors and non-theater majors and whoever this gets to, we just want to encourage you to go see the show, because there's no doubt from what we've seen. And I mean, I've known theater majors my entire time here and been blessed to be friends with a few of them. And I mean, there's no doubt that there's a lot of work being put into this production, and the entirety of the department is busting their ass to get this out. So we encourage you that if you're listening to this, please go see the performance, not for the reasons that we said yesterday, because that's
dumb.
That's stupid, but go see it because your peers and your fellow Vanguard students, your friends have been putting a lot of work into this, and they deserve all the support they can get. So
and with that, we've decided to take a moment this week and kind of rethink the format a little bit, as well as the future of the podcast, but it's something where we've always intended this to be a way to kind of sit back and chuckle about the things that draw us together as Vanguard students. And if we're unable to do that successfully, then I don't quite see the point.
Yeah. And like we said in the beginning, it's never our intention to hurt anyone when we write our notes, when we kind of talk out our bits, for lack of a better term. We never do it with an intention to hurt anyone. And so the fact that it's come to our attention that people are not just offended, but are actually deeply hurt by the things we said, like John said, we'll be, over the course of the next week, discussing the future for the podcast and what that looks like after these events. So,
yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening, and have a good week.